because like Sony will actually slot something, and they just said we need 50,000. I don't know how many vinyls, and they will have a release for that. But there is like big companies went out of business at least 20 years ago. So it's all up to those people.
It does take a decent expert to do it and master it well. So I'm sure there's people that do it poorly, but I don't know.
I mean, like I don't know. Why would you want to listen to Katy Perry album on vinyl? What the fuck is wrong?
I don't know. People collect stuff now. They like to pay extra just for. I mean, physical.
Logically, in my brain, that doesn't make sense as well. But then again, there will be people who do it.
Yeah. I mean, like it's two opposites of party.
But I don't know. Like we're like these are friends that I've had now for like 8-9 years.
Okay.
Old friends.
So it's friendship based.
Yeah. Dude, I have been in Poland.
Friendship based drug using.
I've been in Poland 11 years.
Yeah. Damn, that's a lot. Son.
Yeah,
that's quite a lot. So I just wanted to
check. Good.
Yeah. The last thing I said about the woman, she went to China and she went like, so yeah, small city. And I was like, how big it was? And she said like, yeah, it's 2 million people. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. It's Guangxi, something like that.
She said it's a small town,
yeah, small town in China. And what she said, like, yeah, I was actually doing like something called long nose. So long nose.
Long nose. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, any like woman from Europe, she would just sit in a bar and just be there, and that would be her job. Because, like, horny Chinese dudes would walk around. Like, oh, there's a white lady inside.
There is in China. They have the market for wedding and all that. People go to buy wives or husbands. Right? I guess wives.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and they really like white people. Like, I think I saw like one of those small documentary kind of things where. Like this market where women are looking for men as husbands.
Yeah.
There was one white guy.
Oh.
And they were like bidding on him just because he's white.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know at least like 11,000 white guys who would be not worth bidding on. Just like waste of money, man.
11,000.
11,000. Very precise. Just from your hometown.
Yeah, because I made like 900 dudes a year.
So sure.
Yeah.
No, but it's like spending your hard-earned cash.
Has it ever happened in your shows, like where you see like most of the crowd is just men?
Not my show, to be honest. No, but there is usually like a healthy, I would say, 66 to 33% ratio of men to women.
That's not too bad. Is it the same as on YouTube? Because YouTube seems skewed very heavily male for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but
I also
probably all we keep on calling women whores and shit.
Yeah, I mean, that might be part of it.
I suppose that's
horse.
Horse. Yeah, I mean not horse.
Yeah,
not whoas.
Who would say that?
I missed my window to be. What did you say? What did you call it? Long nose?
Long nose.
Yeah. I think. I'm probably too old now, but I do. When I was in Tokyo briefly, this guy, I was looking at records in this little small shopping center, and this guy came up to me, and it sounded like he was saying like it was like he was a model scout. He's like, "Oh, you have interesting look or whatever," and I'm like. No, I mean, it's a true
my
story,
God, it's happening.
I have seen
the moment I've been waiting for.
I've seen those videos from Prague.
From Prague,
where a model guy comes to you, model scouting agent.
Well, of course, my first thought is this is a scam. Like I'm gonna wake up without kidneys. Yeah. Well, fortunately, I never. Or
maybe something will be put into you.
Maybe
extra kidney.
Some of that Neuralink testing and
maybe a dick. That was it.
Just a dick. Okay.
Some people call
you
it
could have
Neuralink.
You could have just asked. I mean, come on, it's not that. No, but I never found out because I was leaving like 2 days later, and he said the date was sometime later
next year.
He seemed genuine, but I honestly don't know. I'm sure it would have been something awful, even if it was true. Like just it's bad
for sure.
Uniqlo or some bad underwear commercial. I don't know.
But
they do hire a lot more like Western people than they would here
Yeah.
the bar is much lower because they
Yeah.
just want somebody white or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the point of being like unique.
Yeah,
Like,
or
being
like
in-
the black
yeah.
promoters that are in the fucking red light districts and stuff where they're
I
just
Oh,
The kind of situations I've been in Poland many times just because I am brown
yeah.
would not happen if I was in India.
Sure.
because
Yeah.
Everybody is brown.
Yeah.
But like
sure.
sometimes you're like, how did I get invited to
everybody. There's no
Most of the shades of brown.
sure. Okay.
Shades of Brown. That's a new single from Sting and
Yeah.
the Police. I know.
I don't get
Nora
it.
Jones
That's all.
and
I'm just.
some
I don't know.
Whenever I don't get one of Zalew's jokes, I'm just wondering, am I stupid or is the joke stupid? Like how? Or is
It was the
it's
moment.
probably
Both.
both.
Yeah.
Probably both.
It was the moment. Oh, by the way, Jale, at my work, I have
Yeah.
this one dude. He is a big fan of you.
Oh.
Mihal Soba. You
Yeah.
might know him. He keeps talking to me like as if like you guys know each other. and
Probably,
He,
yeah.
he comes tells me stories that he went to your podcast recording and all that. Big fan.
Yeah. That's probably true. Like, but I have to see him to actually like
Sure, yeah.
confirm that.
You've
Sorry
got
about
fans
that.
at my work. That's what
Yeah,
I.
that's
yeah.
great. Not you, no, apparently, but
I've been trying to get.
you know. No, well, yeah. Well, what about like when it comes to stand-up stuff? You would say, would you say like that transfers as well? Do you like get invited because of your brownness, or it's the other way around?
No, not that much in a stand-up. Like it has happened a couple of times with Philip. You guys know Philip Brimora, and with that, like that he'd be doing a show.
And he said, "We need brown guys." That's his exact quote.
We're doing chocolate city nights, and we only have one Israeli guy. He's
and he's
barely
smoking a cigar
Yeah.
for some reason. We need the brown guys. He's in a hut.
But you know, like what's funny is like.
Yeah.
He would be like, "Okay, do you want to do 5 minutes?" And like it would start with, "I don't expect they would." It one time happened with Pete Shmovsky as well.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, they would not understand you, but let's try 5 minutes."
Okay.
And audience gets English like more than like some people laugh just because others are laughing.
Yeah. Well,
But,
you know, they
yeah,
want to have a
like,
good time. Yeah,
It's
I
not
suppose.
like it's silence. Like they get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, that's the part of like the English comedy shows in Poland. Like mostly people are cool, I would say, cooler than.
Yeah.
Look cool at least.
They all
look
have-
cool.
they all
They
have
pretend to be cool as well,
Yeah.
which is kind of the same thing. I mean, but you won't get like. I remember we did like a show. Oh my god, at least 8 years ago in this shitty ass club in Mokotów. I would say no. I know there was like one table of people just complete dickheads. I remember like there was this lady who would not shut the fuck up. We were sitting next next to them, and I was just like, ask them, shut the hell up, what the fuck, man. And one guy, he was kind of like defensive, but I have no idea why, because he was like a wimp. But he was like, "Yeah, what you gonna do?" I'm like, "Nothing, man. I'm just asking. That's all I'm doing, man. I'm not being impolite here. I'm just pointing out that everyone's kind
I'm
of
not gonna
silent.
rearrange my life.
Yeah.
Go,
no, what you
go to the hospital just because you're a dick. Yeah,
We're gonna fight to the death.
I mean, comics are not
was
known
waiting.
for fighting. What you
Yeah.
gonna do? I'm gonna move on to
Right.
next joke.
Yeah, but
Pretty much.
I don't. Yeah, the bar was near Plac Bawiciela, and maybe just it's closed now. It was just like down
I
there.
don't remember.
Yeah, I don't recall that as well.
Yeah, it was a shitty ass place, but yeah, we were there.
Oh shit!
Because you
No,
did
no, no.
like some kind of
I think I recall. It was called Swetlitsa.
yes,
Swetlitsa.
indeed, man.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember your
my
set.
God.
It was quite controversial to add because you
mean-
were in your, I would say, Hitler Jugend stage.
Oh yeah, I watched my videos from when I started around 2017, 16. And when I watch it, like I have a few audio recordings. I was doing a lot of Hitler, and I was like, why I was doing a lot of Hitler back then? And I just
Oh,
thought,
it was in fashion. you know.
Yeah, it was right around 2015 migrant crisis.
Zeitgeist, as they
yeah,
say.
it was the edgy thing.
All the
Wait,
edge, yes.
but you're just doing Hitler jokes or
Yeah.
talking about him as a
Oh no!
biography
Back then,
person?
I wasn't going that much into detail of a
Yeah.
topic. I would just do like a couple of jokes, move on to next one.
Sure.
And I was like, I remember there was one joke where I was like telling something like, before I was moving to Poland, my friends told me be aware of the showers there. And in my head, I was like, "Oh, that was so funny. That was so edgy."
Yeah, all right, there you go. There you go. Throw in some dead baby jokes, and you got yourself a fucking web comic from 2000s. Which I also did something like that. So I'm not actually accusing you, but that's the thing. But I want to ask you about it. Because of course on the internet the crazy stuff surfaces and you know you just kind of you see
What
like
did you find? When
no but
are you
like,
on the Wayback
Which
Machine?
subreddit you were in?
no but like an Indian Nazi party like there is one like a crazy nationalistic and they just took the you know the imagery of the Third Reich and stuff because but you know whenever this happens and we find out that there are crazy people in India. I was like, yeah, of course, there's a lot of people.
1 billion people. There would be few crazy. There would be.
There's got to be some.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask you, like, because you were actually brought in India, right?
Yeah. I was raised in
So
India.
when you were in school, how much of like I would say like Europe's history was taught on history?
Not much.
lesson?
Not much.
Right?
Honestly, like I think we had maybe like one chapter covering the whole European.
Nice.
It's like
Nice.
the
I
World
love it.
War was like one paragraph.
Yeah.
Or like the
Sure.
Russians
Also
and
that all.
Germans and Polish got fucked. Okay, move on.
That's
half
healthy.
a paragraph.
Yeah, like I remember like when I was
It's
when I
not
got
surprising because like when it comes to Asian history, we don't learn that much either.
No,
I think.
no, I would say like negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually like
Very little. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get more insight from like video games. I mean it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one time you can find like anything Eastern related in history books in Poland, like Alexander the Great. That's about it. So
Sure,
that's
maybe,
the last time you hear about India.
wow.
And then maybe on like with when the British came and everything was diddy do
Hunky
dandy.
dory.
So there you have it. Like I mean,
Like for example, my dad.
Yeah.
He did not know any shit about Poland. Like when
Yeah.
I got my university, except like I was coming to Poland, I told my dad I'm going to Poland. Like he had no reference point of Poland, like just in Europe, and he was like, "What kind of country, etc." He was asking me, and I was like, "It's next to Germany."
Oh.
And he got that. Oh, next to Germany, so should be fine. Like that was his reference. It's next
well,
to
it's-
Germany.
Yeah, not bad. Like well, depends of
It's
the
not-
on the time, you know.
It's
When-
not fourth world. Yeah.
It hasn't always worked in Poland's favor.
now it's cool, man.
Now there's a direct train.
Nobody was like, if we came back like at least 200 years ago, it's next to Germany, pretty cool. No, man, not there, man.
I mean, think about it. Like the early Polish settlers, like 1,000 years ago, when they were figuring out where to settle down, some would be like, "Oh, this is a good spot. We are close to Russia. We're close to Germany.
yeah.
This will be good in future. I don't see any problem."
Yeah, well, probably the spatial awareness back
Yeah.
then was not. But I actually read like quite a few articles. Just I don't know in the last magazine I bought about like Indian and European. I would say experiences are of course relatable because
Relatable, yes.
yeah, because both of them are actually like Asian peninsulas, which are like because it's actually like the Asia, like the main Asia
Okay.
is the big continent. and
Okay.
Yeah.
One is maybe more to the east.
I
and
find more relatability with Polish people from their experience of communism.
yeah. There
Like
you go.
friends my age who grew up in the 90s, and in India we didn't have global, like we also were like a closed economy.
Yeah.
And in 90s we opened up, so like when Nikes and Reebok started coming in, and everybody, we can now buy an actual Reebok.
Yeah.
And Polish people also kind of relate to that.
There you go.
Sure.
That's where I find the relatability.
That's
Oh
funny.
yeah. They actually like mostly. I remember one article was just comparing like European languages and Sanskrit because it's actually
yeah.
quite similar. The first
yeah.
European languages are basically came from India. That's
Yeah,
why
it's all
Indo-European
connected, right?
language root,
indeed.
yeah.
Yeah. And also like they are adding on with some like genetical markers and so. So basically it's kind of, European history just veered off at one point, and they actually like point to Christianity, which banned most like
A lot of
endogenous relationship. That's why
Okay.
it kind of, But anyways,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, if that's also assuming that because maybe that's when we started to separate as an idea culture, because a lot of people will say, well, Europe isn't really a continent.
yeah,
People
it is
who-
not.
It's
It's
not.
actually
It's
not.
it's a kind of a fictionalized part of another continent.
It's not even like separated.
No,
too
no.
much.
No,
I mean,
There's
it's
like a big corridor.
yeah. There's
mean,
big
going through fucking.
there's big
and-
mountains in between, right? But
Well, no,
that's
there's
those
like a space
Ural,
between.
Yeah,
Ural
okay.
mountains, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but it's got like
mean,
a
that's
big,
usually when
huge
they say
gap.
when-
That's where everyone like came.
Of course, yeah.
And like they said that why are the like we say people from India here? Because there was like a one big like
okay,
highway.
corridor,
Of
yeah.
course,
Yeah.
it was a step. So
I mean, I was
Yeah.
very interested in this. I was reading like this whole like what do you call early migration thing,
yeah.
and like the people who are living close to the Caspian Sea area.
Yeah.
Like there's a theory that they had a split,
Mm-hmm.
and one group went towards India and one group went towards Europe.
Yeah. Well, probably most of the modern, I would say, Europeans are descendants of like immigration surge from at least 4,500 years ago. So that might be what you are referring to, maybe quite earlier. But
Yeah, they're very early.
well, yeah. So the theories that India was a civilization, like a big hustling, and
Sure.
and they've got like a surplus of young men who. Not like now.
Check out the DM.
If you want.
For evidence, yeah, for the
Or
actual.
a cool pen pal.
Yeah, there is always
That's my friend.
there's always one Indian in the DMs. If not, I can be.
Yeah.
You volunteer?
So what they did was like they actually kind of expelled young dudes in their 20s. They're just like, there's no place for you. Go to the steppe, and if you survive, good for you, I guess. And they just formed up like bands, like bands of fucking wolf people. That's how they were called. Wolf people.
Origin story.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But they actually like moved through the Mongolia to the modern Hungary and laid waste to everyone. Just fucking kill and maim, and I'm sorry to say it, but also engage in some I would say forced marital relationship.
How euphemistic can you make that?
I don't want to say the word, but you know.
yeah.
the
It
word.
sounded like they forced Mauritius tourism on them.
I would say like what they did was like they started
Raped
a
and
family,
pillaged.
whether you like it or not.
Just move into somebody's house and like,
Yeah.
you're my wife from tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm your new dad.
Yeah.
This is my pipe.
Expedited arranged marriage.
Yeah. From tomorrow we're eating curry.
But that's what, yeah. That's why like on the male side, you can actually trace like haplogroups from this migration, and from the women's side, like from the because it's stored in how is it called mitochondrial
Ooh, yeah, you
DNA.
might.
That's how they
Oh,
are.
you're a
actually, like,
geneticist now. Yeah,
Haven't heard that
Well,
word in a
you
long
switched
time.
from historian
No,
to
but-
geneticist. I know.
but
I
you
know.
got like
You're-
the mitochondrial DNA is from your mother.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
sure.
fine.
It's not that
that's true.
size though.
No, yeah, because I was referring, like, imagine that.
That looks
No,
like
his is that
why
size.
you
His
have
is
like-
much bigger
the
than.
size of a grape.
Yeah. Well, your cells are at least like 2 inches
Some
big.
people have
so
big bones. Jalev have big mitochondria.
Imagine being made of like
Yeah.
fucking Lego bricks. Oh no, I'm falling down.
My cells are huge, baby.
Doctor comes to you. I got your report. You got big mitochondria.
Oh, fucking, your cells are like 10 centimeters long, man. I don't know. You should look into it. You look like a fucking armadillo.
I didn't know you were interested in Indian history though.
I bet. It's quite interesting, to be honest, because
There's a lot, yeah.
yeah, it's well. So, but I always ask, like, if someone was educated far from Europe, like, how much of it actually spilled to their history education, and it's usually not much because
Yeah, because even learning Indian history seems like a massive task, right? I mean, obviously.
oh my God, there's so
Is-
much.
Right.
It goes so back far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like also like quite a few adventurous neighbors to you. I would
Sure,
say
right,
there's,
right.
there's the big
And
guy,
then
the
there's-
big sea in the north.
There was this one guy, I think this was like 1500s or 1600.
Yeah,
He was like a tribal leader from Afghanistan.
yeah.
And back then, India was not a colony of England.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
India was like super rich.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
temples would be just full of gold and everything. And he
Yeah.
just made a habit every 2-3 years. He will raise an army.
Yeah, and
Just come to India or to the
Yeah.
west side, just raid it,
yeah.
take all the gold and everything. And Indians never were like, oh, let's raise an army, like to
Yeah.
fight him. He just did that 16, 17 times. He just
Wow.
came, took his cash, just
He's playing RTS StarCraft style. He's just wait until the resources stack up. It's time for a raid, baby.
yeah, like 17,
looking
18
at his
times
watch,
he fucking
yeah.
did that.
He's got the timer on. And
Yeah, he's got a lot of actions per minute.
God damn it, this motherfucker. But
He was
you can-
playing actual civilization.
you gotta be rich if you're like, yeah, our empire is getting like butt fucked from, well, but it's every second year. I mean, we can live with that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Is it worth it?
yeah,
Yeah.
but so coming to that, if the war, like the Second World War, was like 2 paragraphs long, even
even
shorter.
less, yeah.
So I suppose like Hitler was not like the worst guy ever because he just didn't know all that
No.
much about.
I mean, it. What do you call like in like what do you call hindsight thing?
Yeah.
It's the Hitler. The idea of Hitler is kind of romanticized in many parts of India. Like there are
There you go.
people like
because he fought with
Yeah.
British, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's
there's a huge politician in south of India, like massive popularity wise. His name is Stalin.
yeah. Same thing because he was against like British Empire,
Yeah.
which did.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I mean,
be honest.
if you Google, you can find pictures.
Jews named Hitler Stalin.
Yeah, like there are shops in India called Hitler Fashion or like Hitler ice cream. You can
Yeah.
find it.
Okay.
I remember like
But-
Trevor Noah, the guy who hosted the Daily Show for quite some
Right.
time. He's from South Africa. And
Sure.
in his book, there's a part of when he talks about his crew because he's from like what's it called like the from the hood. Let's
Yeah,
call it like that
okay.
because that's how he actually called it. So he
I
got like a
forget.
group of dancers and hip hop guys, and they would throw parties. Like you could actually like book them, and they would make like a cool party,
Yeah.
with decks and shit and whatnot. And they've got like their star. They would be dancing, and they've got their star dancing. And unfortunately, the guy's name was Hitler. That was his name.
Welcome
his-
to the stage, Hitler and the group.
Yeah, and,
That was his first name?
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
that's
Because
wild.
well, in like
I
in
mean,
the 50s, and people would name the children Hitler and Stalin because they would actually like feel, yeah, this guy just fucking brought to the British, and we
Yeah.
don't like them,
I guess.
So what the funny part is, I'm probably just gonna murder it, but anyways, they were booked to appear in like a Jewish school. And the thing like that, it went really good, and it was like everyone was jamming, everyone was feeling fine, man. And he was singing, "Are you ready for us? Start playing now."
Make some noise.
Raise the voice for. And they were
Hitler.
not chanting. You fucking racist. They didn't even pay them.
But,
And
like-
it was like fucking racist. You don't like Hitler.
You could have just used his initials or something. I don't know.
But isn't it discrimination that I don't like you just because you are named Hitler? That's
I
discrimination.
mean, yeah,
would say, man.
absolutely. Especially if it's it's something you didn't really have,
Yeah.
you didn't choose.
And he,
I don't know unless that was his like stage name. That's a little different.
I mean, a drag queen Hitler.
yeah.
I might pay for it.
yeah, his
I might watch
name
it.
was actually Ariel
but
Sharon, but
But he changed it to.
he felt like
It's
that
like,
was most
I don't want to walk around with that fucked up guy's name.
That's an embarrassment.
Let's change it to
People will
something
look-
better. Yeah.
People who look like me and just, no, but like
But yeah, a drag queen or something, the drag shows, there's satire and stuff there involved, right? So that's a little different. if I saw a drag king or somebody doing Hitler, I wouldn't think, oh, this is a Nazi person.
Yeah, of course, it's not about the context, but you know, I mean, first of all, context is you're at the drag show for goddamn know why.
What decisions
Who
led
brought you there? Yeah.
I mean, it's fun, but
I mean, pretty often when the Tinder date cancels.
yeah,
What else?
okay.
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think it's like burlesque. If you've seen 2 shows, you've seen them all. But
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, like the performers are they always start.
let's put it
shit.
this way: there's a very wide range of skill involved. I feel
would,
like
I would
the,
100% agree.
the
Like,
barrier to entry is not very
like
large.
there's a lot of bad burlesque out there.
Yeah.
I mean, tits are tits, but there is a lot of
yeah,
bad.
but not just women, even just like the whole vaudeville vibe.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty easy to pull off.
I suppose, man.
Anyway,
It's so
I don't.
fun.
I don't really want
It's
to talk
better
shit about
off than,
burlesque.
you know, yeah.
It's better what?
It's better off than sitting in front of the store and drinking beer as well.
Well, that is true.
Alright,
If I have
sure.
an option between doing nothing and watching a bad burlesque, I will go for
Sure,
bad
fair,
burlesque.
fair enough.
So what part of India are you from? Like, if you could like pimp it on a map, maybe a bit for us. because-
So my family originally comes from, like, you might have seen the city in the movies and all that. It's a city called Varanasi. That's like the holy city, Jerusalem for the Hindus.
yeah.
So my family originally comes from that part,
Yeah.
but I grew up about 500-600 kilometers east, close to Nepal.
There you go. So it's like
Yeah,
the
my
northwest
dad
part.
was working for the government.
Oh,
So I grew up in the state.
500-600 kilometers. That's to pinpoint it for the Europeans. You know, it's about 500 kilometers away
3
from.
countries away.
Yeah.
Yeah, 500-600 kilometers, just like Warsaw to Gdansk.
Right.
Half of the country
It's
is
the whole
covered.
of Czech Republic, man. I mean it.
Yeah. But like, yeah, what was interesting was the state I was in till my high school where I grew up.
Yeah.
That state back then, and even now, it's one of the worst states in India, crime-wise,
Oh.
poorest.
Yeah.
It was really fucked up when I was growing up there.
Okay.
Like my parents would tell us that, be home before like the sunset
Yeah.
from the playground. Like kidnappings were common, like gang.
damn.
I have seen murders on the street.
Oh, my.
I grew up there. Like I
You,
can.
you
be-
witness murders?
Yes,
God
I have
damn.
witnessed
Yeah.
a beheading. I mean, not it happening. I was coming back from school, and there was a group of people,
It
and I was
had
like, "What's
already
happening
happened,
there?" I was like, I'm curious. I want to see what's happening there.
Oh,
I
just
walked.
beheading.
I walked in, and
Nothing big today.
and then
damn.
when I finished high school, I moved to Delhi.
Yeah.
I stayed there till my bachelor's. And after bachelor's, I came to Poland.
Yeah. Because that's the part of like people usually just don't even think about. But there's a lot of crime in India. A lot of money to be made, and a lot of
Sure.
Early 2000, when internet was still not what you call in the bureaucracy, computers were not fully implemented. Things were getting done on paper. Bureaucracy had a lot of power.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
cops were running their own thing.
there you
and,
go.
Yeah,
There you
that,
go.
course,
yeah.
yeah.
So the state itself, how it's called?
That state is called Bihar.
Bihar.
Bihar, and it's the state which is close to Nepal.
Yeah, there you go.
And
so it's like a there are
No, it's
mountains?
flat.
Not
It's
really,
flat.
no.
It's like the Warsaw area of
okay.
completely flat. The Ganga River, the big Ganga River, flows through that state.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I read the. Oh my God! I hope I won't. But because one of the most popular books about India, of course, written by a white dude, Shantaram.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
How
but-
white can you be if you not mention that?
yeah. But also, the Century of Evil. That's how it's called, I suppose. Like Deepti Shapor. That's the guy.
I don't know that
Have you
one.
read
I don't know that one.
Cool, like a cover. But that's what brought me in. But
Yeah.
it's like
Nice.
they of course do it like have to market for the white guys, so they say like, yeah, it's like Godfather, but in India.
Yeah, right. but it's about organized crime.
Yeah, indeed.
Didn't they make a series or something recently? Marcin was telling me about it, but I haven't seen it.
Like a
about
Polish or
organized,
Indian?
about like some modern organized crime and people working with the police but I don't know
In
exactly.
India?
Yeah. I think.
I mean, Netflix has a lot of Indian series on organized crime.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a big genre, popular genre
okay.
in India.
I didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah,
like that's
I think
one
this
of
one
my.
was made for
Yeah.
Western market, but I don't remember.
I've
the
been
title.
working on it very slowly, but that's one of my dreams. I want to write like a comedy, like drama, but like more
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie style, where the
Okay.
crimes are in Warsaw. So I want to show how comedians get involved with gangsters.
Yeah, mention this.
I-
Comedians get involved.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the main
Usually
kind.
buying drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it starts.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I am also fascinated by organized crime, drama, and
Sure,
comedy.
yeah.
I like that area. Like the
Yeah, you
genre.
got to put a funny beheading in there. It's gotta.
Polytechnica,
That's gonna be
Polo
yeah.
Mokotowski,
Yeah.
where it happened.
If you can pull that off, that's a
Mm.
award-winning
What's
scene.
this, like a flash mob? No.
Something was flashing.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, here in Europe, we don't like actually get what kind of because it's huge, it's like massive, and people would
The scale,
just,
yeah.
yeah. So like a trope of Indian highwayman who would like rob you on and just like fucking straight up kill you. Like because there's an image of like nice dudes just like with their heads bobbing to the left, to the right. I mean, no, there are like crazy guys who just fucking
if
take
you,
your shit.
if you open up like a local newspaper
Yeah.
in any Indian city, I'm not saying the big cities, in any Indian city, if you
Yeah,
open the local newspaper, you will find one news about somebody getting killed or
Yeah.
murdered or something. It's common.
How do you think? Like, is it because of the corruption, or is it more because the state is just like not doing enough?
It's
or-
too hot. It's just,
That's what some
There
people
is-
do. It's like,
there is
they don't
too-
get along. Too hot, man.
There is too many spices.
What is it, like a predator kind of fucking explanation? Like,
No, it's
why is
basic.
the predator killing?
It's
Because-
basically all the frustration of no replies to DMs.
Oh, there you go. I knew
See,
it was the
women-
white guy's fault, man.
get on it. Come on. It's all.
White bitches. I'm talking to you, white bitches, right now. Go into your DMs and stop Indian crime right now.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
We solve Indian crimes on this podcast.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's white women's fault.
Women.
But no, isn't that? I don't know if I've never checked this correlation, but isn't it true that like in New York and other big cities, the murder rate goes up when there's a really hot summer or whatever?
Well,
I've heard that numerous
murder
times, but
rate always is bigger in summer.
Yeah,
basically,
right.
Because the windows are open. Yeah, that's it. And, that's pretty much it.
wait, what do you mean the windows
Because
are
people
open?
are on the streets.
Yeah.
And, that's
Okay,
it.
sure.
For murder, you need another person, or
Right,
have to
yeah.
step into their place.
So
Just
lesson
more
to be learned
conflict,
is,
yeah.
Lesson to be learned is don't live on the the ground floor.
So if you don't want like home invasions, don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
But but I remember like when I was living in Wrocław, we were actually on the 7th floor of our estate. Yeah, block of flats, I suppose. And there were like people like stealing like stuff from the balconies on the ground
Oh,
floor. So
right.
they just
Yeah.
like, okay, put some bars in it, just just some kind of
Parkour.
yeah. And the dudes will just climb on
Wow.
it and use it like a fucking. And they just like would step on the 2nd floor,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they just put some bars in it, and then
Right. Yeah.
it got ridiculous. Like dudes would be stealing from 5th floor, just like
You're hanging your clothes to dry and
you
it's
actually
gone.
like fucking stealing them.
Like
At
somebody
that-
walking
yeah.
on the ground is like, oh, you see
At
that
that point, you
jacket?
might as well just get a window cleaning job or something. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
when
you
you
are
when
quite
you make more
skilled in
money,
that.
yeah.
Like nicking a fucking bicycle from 5th floor. That's I mean, you're good, man. You're wasting your talents. Here.
Yeah.
So there's that. But people are like, right now Sweden is probably the go-to place when they say like, yeah, there's a gang violence, a lot of people die, and actually they do it. They did. There are shootings and bombings, but nowhere near like per 100,000 residents like in India. I mean, so there's a lot of that. But what you said, like that was quite interesting about the 90s, that everything poured in. But would you say that the same goes for like you would see more as well of Western shit, or would still like the
I think
Indian
the first thing that changed was, I think 1991 is when the Indian economy opened up, like a globalization kind of thing. And the first thing that immediately was accessible was all the channels, all the entertainment, like MTV, VH1, they started coming in. And then we would be watching, like, I would be, before going to school in the morning, I would be watching MTV or VH1, and I was like, oh shit, this is all the things which is happening in America. This is what people wear, like cereals and all those concepts. like it was really like holy shit, like the world is so different outside.
Yeah.
But then it changed so fast, like from having
Yeah.
like nothing,
Yeah.
like just basic brands to like everything in just like less than 10 years.
Wow.
It just happened very fast.
And what about like?
Yeah, that is very similar to Poland. I feel like even 5 years was a huge jump of just consumption wise.
And just look at how many people were left behind there in Poland. So I wouldn't imagine how many like poor bastards just sitting in dust. Just the fuck, the fuck happened?
I just took a nap.
Just like flying cars everywhere and fucking. Jimbo Johnson is in charge for no reason.
Jimbo Johnson.
I don't know, American name.
They just brought in an American,
That
a
does
random
sound
American guy.
Jimbo Johnson.
Yeah, I revel in my
President-
American fucking
President Camacho. Yeah.
President Camacho, indeed. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's the Idiocracy, right?
Yeah, I rewatched it recently. I wanted
Terry
to see
Crews.
what
Terry
it's
Crews
like.
was-
Yeah,
was
Terry
fine.
Crews. Yeah, I think maybe that was one of his earlier roles. But yeah, it's not a great movie, but it is funny how like some of the things that I wouldn't say it gets right because it's so ridiculous. But one of the funnier details that they put in there sort of randomly was they used Crocs. Everybody wears Crocs in that movie.
And now, fucking, you can
yeah.
see like even like dudes walking around in flip flops.
Yeah.
Like this, it's cold.
Everybody's
What the
wearing.
hell happened, man?
Everybody's wearing sweatpants and like leisure wear and stuff, which is kind of fun. Just basically walking around in pajamas, which is kind
I
of funny.
see like Crocs are not the shit, but like also like puffy flip flops.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like-
that
like-
was
like
that
big
was
ones.
huge for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
there are those flip flops like girls are wearing with like heels. It's a flip flop but with a heel.
Yeah, so basically, worst of two things.
Yeah.
You-
But I
you
mean,
will fuck
that's-
you up. And,
As a short guy, yeah.
But heel sandals and slippers, that's like 1950s. But
yeah, I get
but
it.
no, the Crocs was kind of funny because like Mike Judge or somebody, the costume department, they said, I think Mike Judge said, we'll use these shoes because they're so fucking stupid looking, and there's no way that this will catch on or people. And like 20 years later, people are like overpaying for them. So, I don't know.
yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing with satire.
Sure. Yeah.
From time to time, it just fucking hits. Just like
Time
like
to
the guy, you know, the Nostradamus famous. He predicted shit.
What?
How about
Yeah.
the dudes who didn't predict nothing, man?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, there was this guy who like.
You don't know about Nostradamus?
No.
Yeah, that's good for you.
It's like it's actually
it wasn't in our
you're not
history.
missing out, but it's a very I don't even know what period he would have been. Isn't he like a
1500.
fictional figure?
No,
okay.
he actually exists.
Was that the time when France was shitting on the street?
Probably yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so 2 years ago.
But yeah, he had a bunch of like prop.
I don't know if you
He had a bunch of
know about
prophecies and
the
stuff.
Great
that people,
Republic. But yeah. Well, what about like? Do you got? Because we've got like quite a few city. You know, how you say like Czarna and other stuff.
Oh, like urban legends
urban
or
legends,
something.
Yeah,
Oh, too
related.
many.
Yeah, related to crime. Do you know any good ones from your parts?
Good ones.
Maybe probably not the good. I mean, not
I
for
mean,
the participants.
I
but
mean,
yeah. Like
for example, in 1992, there was massive like bombings in Mumbai, like the big entertainment city in India.
Yeah.
One of the biggest cities.
Yeah.
So these were like there was this like the main mafia head
Oh,
who now lives in Pakistan.
okay.
Uh,
Which is always a good sign.
Yeah, he's wanted in India, and so he was behind those.
Yeah.
And those bombings happened, and they hid the AK-47s and a lot of stuff
Yeah.
at a famous movie star's home.
Oh, okay.
And then he went to jail for a long time.
Oh,
And his defense was that I was just friends with them.
Yeah.
They came like, can we keep some guns at our place? And he was
Sure.
like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's no problem.
No questions asked. Like that's an urban. Like there are a lot of urban legends with movie stars involved. Like there was this
Yeah.
one big movie star. He went to shooting in like west side of India, like where the deserts are.
yeah.
And when they were not shooting, he went hunting and he killed like some protected animals like deers.
Okay.
And that case is still running till now.
Oh, wow.
Judgment not given.
Damn.
because somebody can be sick. Or next date is after
Yeah.
2 years.
Wow. Yeah, there you go.
Appeal after appeal.
Yeah, but that's the next thing I want to ask you about because when you said like there was an influx of like Western pop culture and how about like the home Indian stuff? Do you still like enjoyed it, or did you treat it like this is old news? We need them. We need them fucking new kids on the block.
And
24/7.
that's very subjective because I have friends who are still like they always loved Bollywood. Like
Yeah.
I was one of those alternative like I don't like I want to be cool and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Linkin Park fans and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't like mainstream, so I never
Look
got
at you now.
in Poland eating kebab after an open mic.
There you go. It paid off.
I did well.
Yeah, it paid off.
No, but like Bollywood gets a lot of shit, but there is this parallel or like what you call indie Bollywood,
Yeah.
Right.
which also makes a lot of movies.
Great.
And the parallel, like the indie cinema in India, is very good. Like
Yeah.
some of the movies they make are amazing,
Well, it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
there's a huge industry.
and without
and-
songs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I watched the one from it's on Netflix as well. The one about the Indian and independence, about two dudes who are just like superheroes.
Oh, RRR,
RRR.
which went to Oscars.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I don't
I-
know why it got popular.
No idea. But
I didn't
it's
end
not-
up seeing it, but yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
They're fighting a tiger in that.
Yeah, that's like introduction to one of both introduction to both guys are
Yeah.
just amazing. I gotta admit.
I think I put that movie on for like 10-20 minutes. I watched the introduction,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay, I'm done.
Later on, just
Yeah.
fucking slumps. I'm
But
sorry,
it went to Oscar. It won
It
like
Oscars?
Yeah, it got the award for like original music or something, original
yeah,
song for
something.
a movie.
Yeah, makes sense.
And,
Because they were quite like catchy, but
Yeah.
I mean, that was some outlandish shit. So basically, one dude is fighting just straight up fighting a tiger, just fucking
Because
just barehanded.
hand-to-hand
Yeah,
combat.
because because that's relevant to the freedom fight of India.
Sure,
Of course
yeah.
it is.
Okay.
And the other guy is in service of British, and he's like a soldier, some kind. And
He's in the British bureaucracy or something. Yeah.
and he's at the British post, and at least 200,000 people just come there and he fights them all because one of the guys disrespects the British flag, and he goes, no, that's not cool.
Damn.
And he just goes to the fucking like unlimited
Yeah.
amount of dudes
Yeah.
and fucks them up and just brings one of them out. That was the guy, and just stands back and just and you go,
Yeah.
okay, we got. I gotta admit that's pretty effective on
Yeah.
both ends. Just like this guy fights tigers, this guy is quite stickler for
Fights
looks.
2,000 people.
And
He's
then
ve-
all
yes.
they
Proce-
say,
thing is
Procedure.
And the thing is that if you are a hero in the Indian movie,
Yeah.
somehow time doesn't work for you the way it works for other people. So villains and all the goons, they are moving in
Ah,
the
of
real
course,
time,
yeah.
and for you everything is slow motion.
Yeah, kung fu rules sort
yeah,
of.
he
For,
just puts on like so many punches, and he's superhuman basically. He just like
Yeah.
yeah.
because the dudes just pile on him and just like through the power of fuck knows
Yeah.
what. It just like
It destroys half the town.
The
yeah.
later on the scene when they're like saving a child from some kind of bridge collapse is just insane.
I didn't go that far, but I believe you.
and that because they actually like it, there you go. It's an effective way of like storytelling. They bring in like every 20 minutes there's an action scene, but that's pretty cool. And it's just like, that's maybe it keeps up, and then you
Yeah,
go back.
they play with your emotions basically. Either if it is not a fight scene, then it is a romantic scene going on, or there's like a family drama. There's something heightened always on in few minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For me, like, they would be like talking a lot about stuff I kind of get, but I just, there you go. Well, anyways, I veer off.
Is it, in Indian cinemas is like a whole. I mean, I'm sure it depends on the region or whatever, but it's like a whole event where there's people talking and going to get food or whatever. Can you
That
expect that
normally
kind of
no,
doesn't
that
happen?
no, that doesn't
not
happen
not
that
like
often. Not that often.
no, like
Like
black people in the U.S.
No. It would happen in those indie movies, but if it's like
Yeah.
a regular mainstream Bollywood movie,
Yeah.
it's like
Even if it's like a 4-hour thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not
Everyone's
that
sitting
often.
through. No.
Yeah.
Like
It's
no.
like doesn't make like things don't make like, for example, like let's say a main character is, let's say, a school teacher,
Sure.
not doing very well,
Yeah.
and he has to take the girl on the first date.
Yeah.
Somehow magically the first date will happen in the most expensive part in Europe. They have suddenly moved to Europe. They will do a dance and they will
Okay. Right. Yeah.
and like, wait, you were a teacher, like
Okay.
you are now dancing in Europe
10
like,
minutes ago. Yeah.
Damn. I mean, power of love.
I thought maybe if since all the movies, or not all the movies, but the big ones probably have action and drama, romance and stuff. People kind of leave and come back for their favorite parts or something, and like, I'm gonna go pee. Call me when they start kissing again or something. I don't know.
One thing that I do miss is that movie watching, not the movies, but the movie watching experience in India.
Yeah.
Right.
Cinema
what I
is
mean.
just amazing. Like you get whatever you want to eat gets delivered to your seat.
Okay.
Like
Oh.
you don't have to go. Like you just only go to pee.
All right. See,
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
what I
That's
mean.
pretty
Okay.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So you don't have to leave because you got to watch all 5 hours of the.
And they put intermission in there.
Right. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's more like
Well, yeah, you have to if it's.
I mean,
that
which breaks the flow if it's like a serious Hollywood, like if it's a Bollywood movie, you're expecting a song, there will be a break. It's well designed
Yeah.
that way. But like imagine
Oh, they
you're
do intermission for every
yeah,
movie.
but imagine like
Yeah.
you're watching Dark Knight and they just break in the middle.
That's
No,
funny.
I love it.
You're like,
So
yeah. You want to know how I got these scars? And
Well,
Coming back after these messages.
Exactly.
This
It's
is fucking
so annoying. It's like I don't mind like break it, do the intermission if it's a Bollywood
Yeah.
movie, but like
Oh wow.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's directors don't do that anymore. Kubrick did intermissions, yeah, and he usually had pretty long films. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a Hollywood movie
No,
in a long time.
they actually
Even though
make-
they're pretty long now. Yeah?
yeah.
even like the indie movies. There's a Year of the Devil by the famous like a Hungarian movie, and it's at least 6.5 hours long. You gotta say it true, man. Or Book of the Devil, I don't remember
Okay.
exactly, but it is like a full.
6-hour movie.
Yeah, but this is for people who are like enjoying because I went to some of the most famous one in Poland is Nowe Horyzonty Festival, and basically the guy who runs it, he's red pilled to the gills, man. When it comes to like indie movies, he was like, it's like a regular introspection movie, and you go there and there's like 4 fucking shots and of a guy just sitting.
One guy brushing his teeth for 2 hours.
Yeah, like my friend who's actually like in the cinema movie industry, she's like, I call it like Mongolian hat movies. It's basically it's in Mongolia. Somebody's like sitting in front of the tent and waits for the fucking eagle for 3 hours. And he's like, it's so fucking. You have a.
And according to director, like the
Yeah,
key
I
part
can't-
of the movie is the emotion that he's feeling for 3 hours.
Yeah,
Yep.
basically it's like watching like a really nice painting.
Yeah.
So of course the established shot is just there was one which was actually 4 shots. It was called like 4 seasons, and it was 1 tree, just basically through winter, fucking summer,
Damn.
and so on. And it was like, yeah, okay, I get it, but you can like probably why 2 hours
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
I get it.
Show,
After-
show me the YouTube version. I want-
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. But would you recommend like any specific Indian movie? Like,
There are movies I would definitely recommend. Like as you like the crime stuff and all that. So there is a movie called Gangs of Wasseypur,
okay,
which is 2 parts.
yeah.
But like Lord of the Rings, it was all shot together and
Okay.
then later on made into 2 parts.
Sure.
Yeah,
I think each part is like 2.5, almost 3 hour long.
Yeah.
yeah.
Based on like real stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing. Then there is if you want to watch something comedy, there is a movie called Delhi Belly.
Okay. Great name.
That's like 2 hours, no songs, good comedy, really
Yeah,
good comedy,
yeah.
and it's in English. So,
Yeah, there you go.
and you actually see how people in Delhi actually. I mean, Delhi is a metropolitan, like big city. Like how
sure.
people mentality is there, how people behave.
Yeah.
It's very different from a small town India.
Yeah. Sure.
And Delhi Belly is something I'll really recommend. It's a good
Okay,
movie. It's a
there
good
you go.
movie. Yeah.
And do you know like any Indian martial arts movies? Like would you
Martial
recommend?
art.
Like because
Jaleb, what are you getting into?
no,
Like,
I don't know, man. Because I'm
Indian martial arts.
no, but I'm sucking
Very
for that.
niche.
Yeah,
I mean, they do incorporate it in a lot of other movies,
But-
right? But it's not strictly
that's
fighting.
what's always missing. Like they
Yeah.
shoot a lot, and there's you know,
There is
drop of
one
a-
which is like it's like comedy drama kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
called like there's a place in Delhi called Chandni Chowk, which is like the old town of Delhi.
yeah.
And the movie is called Chandni Chowk to China,
Okay.
where
Okay, so it's basically like
where the main character goes to China as a cook for like Indian food and all that. And something happens, and he has to learn martial art and all
okay,
that.
there you go.
Okay.
Because when I think about that, I know there's wrestling in India, which is kind of like
Oh, yeah.
a type of martial arts. But
Yeah.
other than that, there are not too many. I would
They're
say.
not many.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah, there is one movie which is related to wrestling.
Yeah.
Where
Is
there-
it because it's too crowded? You can't you can't
Yeah, they
stretch
just-
out properly.
Yeah, for self-defense,
there's
they,
no space to kick.
yeah, there you go. We got to use your like fucking
Just shoulders.
shoulder striking. It's no, you know, because that's they use like for self-defense they use decapitation as well.
Yeah, right, yeah.
First resort.
Immediately. So
I mean,
Dec-
there is less to deal with. Like, it's just over.
yeah, no.
You just
Might
shoot.
as well. We don't have time
It's
for
just
this.
some cleaning up to do later on.
Oh my god. Yeah.
No, but there is one movie I'll recommend where there is true story of a guy who was in wrestling but didn't achieve much in his life.
yeah.
And then he got obsessed that, okay, if not me, then I will make my kids
Okay.
wrestlers. And he happened to have just 5 or 6 daughters.
Okay.
And the story is from that part of India where there's a lot of sexism and
Yeah.
daughters are not considered
Yeah, I
to
think
be
I've
like
heard about
achieve
this.
something.
But
yeah.
this is a documentary or
No, this is a real
okay.
story. And
Oh,
then
wow.
he actually went against the village
Yeah.
and
Right.
he started teaching wrestling to his daughters.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 of his daughters won medals in Asian Games and Commonwealth Games.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, because I remember like the wrestling is big in China,
Yeah.
like in India.
India.
I'm so sorry.
Also China.
Yeah, but
Everything is big in China.
Yeah,
They
wow.
want to be good at everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love it, man. But yeah, because I was watching like some kind of like a short documentary about like this traditional wrestling
Yeah.
and modern wrestling, how
Yeah.
they two are like interconnected, and it was quite interesting to be honest.
Nice, yeah.
Oh,
There is no movie about it, but there is one martial art form in south of India,
oh, okay.
which is one of the most ancient martial arts.
yeah.
Like there are theories that martial art inspired kung fu in China
there you
because
go.
there were travelers coming to India, and
Yeah.
that's based on, you have seen those swords which are like curved,
yeah,
like those Mongolian
Kuk-
swords.
Yeah, kukri or I don't remember.
I don't remember the name, but like this martial art is all about fighting with those swords.
Oh wow, okay.
And there's a lot of like physical acrobat thing involved in that. So like imagine swords and acrobat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That
yeah.
sounds cool.
You know, yeah, most people like in Poland that get their knowledge about, like, I would say, non-European types of weapons from Diablo series. So basically, you go the chakrams and shit. And, like I remember that because like that's the new stuff
like,
I use. For
like
my-
most of the stuff that I've learned about America from 1800s is Red Dead.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how you do it, man. So I'm just waiting for like a cool Assassin's Creed that was based in 19th century in India. That would be
Yeah.
the shit, man.
Yeah.
You would actually learn so much other than history books in Poland, which we
Yeah,
suck.
it's almost weird that they haven't done one yet. There's so many fucking
Yeah.
of those games.
Oh,
But-
there was this one interesting one where they fooled everybody. They were shooting a movie like in 90s, the north of India, Kashmir, had a lot of terrorism problems.
Yeah, of course.
And it
Because
was
it's with Pakistani
yeah,
border.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's-
that's the conflict. Yeah,
Yeah, up to
yeah.
now, I would say.
Yeah, it's still going
People
on.
are dying there, and do I remember correctly that they don't use weapons on the some
Oh no,
kind of
that
attitude?
no, that was on the like
no, the-
China and India.
China
Like
and
there's an agreement that weapons will not be used.
Yeah,
So they had a little bit of disagreement last year or year before that.
yeah.
So both the armies fought without the guns. They were using sticks and all that.
Yes,
And they just fought with sticks.
quite a lot dude died just fucking beaten
Yeah,
to death.
yeah.
No joke there. Just fucking You go
Yeah,
to the
few nights.
mountains and fuck some Chinese dude up with a fucking stick, man.
Can you imagine, like in this generation, like Chinese and Indian army in front of each other, and the general goes, "No weapons, by the way."
By the way, fuck. Okay,
God
this is
damn.
old school, man.
But yeah, like what I was saying about the movie thing. So in Kashmir,
yeah.
they were shooting a movie,
yeah,
and it was based in Kashmir.
yeah.
And because of terrorism, like it was not safe for shooting.
Yeah.
So the Indian film crew came to Poland, and they
Okay.
shot the movie in Tatar Mountains, and
Yes.
and they called it Kashmir,
Oh,
and they
wow.
fooled all of India. Like we all thought, oh, it was shot in Kashmir.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the part of like I remember because the government was trying to change the Kashmir, like would say the local laws.
There's a huge politics thing. I can talk a lot about that. I hate the current Indian government.
Yeah. Well, those are the quite interesting times because the election was how long ago?
That was
Like 2 months?
2019.
Yeah, and this one was 2
2000
months ago.
Yeah. So Indian parliament elections happen every 5 years.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And then Modi, like his party won, but not as much as they expected. And
Modi is the perfect example of fake it till you make it.
yeah, okay. Well, he has a good beard, I would say. It's quite impressive. I mean, his beard is like, immaculate, just like fucking,
Yeah.
so soft. I
He
would
eats
say.
mushrooms imported from Japan. He went to one time meet Obama, and he was wearing a suit which, when you like, there was like stripes.
Yeah.
But when you zoom in, these are not stripes. These are his own name, Modi, written on his like.
right,
It's like a fucking
Like bills that you can't counterfeit.
Yeah.
He's
Something
only,
like a
only he
Gucci
can have that
Mane
shirt.
would
Yeah,
do.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like imagine like your country has a lot of problems, poverty, lot of problem, and you are like, I want a jacket with my name on it.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know. The guy sounds like I have no idea what's he about, but he every now and then we get like glimpses of his policies, and it was like a big one. Let's do it.
I think he had like you can find a little bit of resemblance to whole Kaczynski and
okay.
PIS thing. Is
Yeah,
that
he's a populist, right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I know that's a
Populist, yeah.
very general term, but
Also, he has a twin brother as well, and that's why.
Modi didn't?
No, he didn't? Modi? Oh,
That would be funny.
Modi
though.
and body. Yeah.
Modi.
He's a
Modi
single
double-
child.
That's
He
his
has,
buddy muddy.
he has a body double, maybe, but
The
no.
most interesting thing about Modi for me is he never completed education.
Oh.
Like I think he was a high school dropout or something, right?
Okay.
So when the political opponents started attacking him,
Yeah.
that he's running the government and he has no education, he faked a degree,
Nice.
and his degree says masters in all of political science. Like not political, all of political science.
He has a fake belt as well.
The best. Yeah.
Also, he's a WWE heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Why not? If you're fucking going on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you're the prime minister, you can fake a
Yeah,
degree.
sure.
Yeah.
yeah, because when Kaczynski, like the Mr. Jarosław Kaczynski, who was for a while he was the prime minister of Poland, but
He
later,
was?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah, 2005 to 2007. But after that, he actually like found out, which is quite interesting. He said like, never again. That's too much hassle.
Behind the curtains from now on.
Yeah, because if you are like you, the guy
Yeah.
that if something goes wrong, it's your fault. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you are just the guy behind the guy, so
Sure.
Mr. Modi, you know, he probably chose the different path because I
Yeah,
remember like he's
because-
on even on the rice bags on his face is everywhere.
Here's the guy. The main. It's not the guy behind the guy in
yeah.
India. It's the organization behind the guy.
Yeah.
So there is an organization called RSS,
Yeah.
who are very very inspired by Hitler. Like they even had the shorts and like they had a uniform and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Okay.
Like so that
I
organization.
like it like a fragrance of perfume, like inspired by Hitler.
a little touch of it.
And because you worth it.
And like they actually pretty much made Modi. Like he has a lot of support from that organization.
Yeah, because he's from which state? Like the really popular.
Gujarat.
Yeah.
You must have heard the stereotype about Patels, 7-Eleven, and the motels in America. It's all owned by Patels.
Yeah.
That's the state. These are like business. Like a lot of restaurants in India are owned. Sorry, in Warsaw, Indian restaurants are owned by people from that state. They're very business-oriented people.
There you go. Yeah. Well,
I was watching this Bill Gates thing on Netflix about the future, talking about like AI and stuff. And then I started because a friend recommended it, which was a mistake. We started fucking arguing about it, but but no, there was a reason I mentioned it because I was reading about Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and like the criticisms of them or what people say that they maybe are not doing so well, and they mention them giving Modi an award for something. I never read into what kind of award it was.
For best in politics.
For best in all of politics.
Best all of politics.
Best beard of 2020.
Bill Gates and Modi had a great moment.
Yeah.
It was right before the Indian election, like this year.
Yeah.
So Bill Gates was visiting India, and Modi wanted to do some PR that I'm sitting with Bill Gates,
Right,
and I'm talking about technology. So Modi is telling Bill Gates about AI, and showing him an app, like how to use the app, and you use that app to have a picture taken with Modi, even if you're not with Modi.
I heard about this.
And the whole internet was like, you were telling the guy who made Windows how to use an app.
How fucking stupid Instagram filter was, you fucking idiot.
The guy who talks to OpenAI daily, probably.
Yeah. But you can put, and also a dog ears. You can look like a doggy here.
You see the ears? You see the ears?
Good for you, man. Good for you, man. That's what you do? Right. Cool.
But yeah, I don't know what the criticism is obvious that he would even associate with him, but I guess maybe they gave him some kind of award to appease him a little bit more and maybe do something in India charity wise. I have no idea.
Listen,
just
if you
stroke
do
his
some,
ego.
Charity work and like, but because they like public health is the main orientation.
To be honest,
there's a lot of public health interest in India.
Bill Gates has done a lot of good work in India. Like I have a friend who works in the healthcare, and he works in an NGO.
Yeah.
And for a little bit, he worked for Bill Gates Foundation.
Sure.
And the amount of work that they have done, like giving funds to India for actually
inoculation or whatever. Sure.
Work,
yeah. I mean, they pour a lot of money, which is interestingly enough, also like a criticism that people say because or at least in Africa, they mentioned that like they pour so much money into specific projects, usually like inoculating against one disease or whatever, that there's supposedly this kind of brain drain happening where all the doctors go to this one thing and they neglect, for example, daily care or whatever. But it's like I don't know how true that is.
On your triceps.
yeah, exactly.
Like good news and bad news. You don't have this disease.
But you got all the others. So I don't know, man.
I don't know, but it's probably just haters. It's Bill Gates haters. I don't know.
But this is what I want to just say. Like, there's the whole concept that there's a central government in India is just like crazy. That's such a fucking huge endeavor. I mean, so many people, so many interests.
Different regions.
The biggest achievement of independent India is that more than 70 years of independence. And we didn't have a civil war yet. Like when India got independent, there were a lot of journalists like Times and New York Times. They were writing that how long will India be functional, and it might go into a completely dysfunctional state and all that. And so far,
I mean, the elections are still going. I mean, of course, there's a lot of interference and corruption, but I mean, there's those brave guys who would just sit on some kind of motorbike with a polling booth and go to the one village with a guy. I mean, I always love those stories because always like some desolate places of India and those brave fucking polling officers go there and I would be
one guy lives in that village.
And I love like this guy just sits there and they go to him with they want to do him. You can actually cast your vote and I don't want I don't give a fuck. You think why I'm here to fucking follow politics? What are you insane, man? I don't give a shit about that.
I just wanted to talk to you since you're here. Let me show you my collection.
I need my collection, man. It's pretty dope, man.
My furry flip flops. That I got from
the worst guy ever, and they just fucking banned for him every time. Just like
he gets
Bob because he's white as well, man. For no reason, his name is Bob Lozak. That's me, man. It's Bob Lozak here.
Come here.
Commander of the Manosphere. That's me. Oh my God. fucking this guy, man, again.
Are you on my subreddit, dude?
Anyways, yeah, every time I was just showing like it's whenever I see like Indian cuisine in Poland, like man, which part of India? It's just like so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like saying I don't know Asian cuisine.
I mean,
what the fuck do you
whenever
mean
I
by
go to
that?
any Indian restaurant, like I'm ordering online, which is more often.
Yeah,
Most of the food is either from north, like from the Punjab side,
Yeah.
or you will have a few dishes from the south side.
yeah.
But there is so much more in India, like
Of
food-wise. There's
course,
so
I
much
mean-
more. Like my favorite is the food from the east side of India, which is close to China,
Yeah.
because there the Chinese cuisine mixes with Indian cuisine,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their own version of noodles
there you
and dim sums and all that. Like
And what would you look for if you are looking for this kind of cuisine? What are the buzzwords? Like the state or state name, or what would you say? Like East or just Eastern, Eastern Indian?
Eastern
Like,
Indian,
yeah.
Eastern Indian, like Eastern
Is
Indian.
it like
food.
spicy as well, or not so
Dead
much?
levels, like you can find non-spicy food in that cuisine as well, but a lot of it is spicy.
Yeah.
I mean, like the south of China is also uses a lot of chilies, and like it's that whole
Right.
area is.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's so many people, so
Like-
many different ways, so it's just like
you know,
reductive.
in Polish you have kaszanka.
Yes.
So there are some tribes on the east side of India, very close to Chinese border, who are like they don't have the tradition of making kaszanka in the like skin.
Yeah. You got.
So they'd make it in a bamboo.
Oh,
Like
what?
they put the blood and everything
Nice.
in a bamboo, and they
Okay.
put the bamboo on the fire.
Yes.
Right, all right.
Yeah,
And
that's
like when we're
hardcore.
like to eat, you crack open that bamboo
Yeah.
and you just eat one.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Actually, never ate that.
Bamboo blood sausage. Okay.
Damn it! But I never ate that.
Ooh,
Just fucking sounds great.
You've never had kaszanka?
No.
No.
Not even once.
Nope.
What?
Never.
I'm not
I'm
a
more
fan,
Polish
but I've
than
had
you.
it a few times.
No, I don't like.
Yeah.
No, I don't like. I don't like meat all that much.
Oh,
To be
okay.
honest. But even when I was eating meat, like all the like smallets, it's just like I don't fucking go with that. It's just what is this? It's like,
Yeah.
looks like something that belongs on
the
heavy
one-
machinery.
yeah.
inside.
The one meat which I never got used to of in Poland, or one kind of meat, is like where they have it in the jelly. For the Christmas, you have the
yeah.
fish or meat. It's in
Yeah, it's
jelly.
usually
Yeah,
chicken
that's
or
the one
fish,
I
yeah.
never like.
that's-
Why would you do
yeah,
that?
that's
to
like
yourself?
quiet taste.
Jello?
Don't like fucking sour jello. What's wrong with you?
No,
It's like somebody ate a jello and like, oh, I wish there was meat in it.
yeah, it's a strange idea. I don't know if it wasn't just for preservation or to make it more filling or something. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
a tradition. And
Yeah.
I mean, but looking at somebody who eats that is just like so gross. The sounds itself is like, you cannot be gentleman-like. Well, what is a good dish to get on a first date? I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. No silverware. Just.
No, just
lady-
eat it with a big spoon.
And she goes, "Oh my god, this guy, this guy."
He's so classy and off the wall.
Yeah, and he knows how to. Anyways, so
To-
coming back to
Not immediately,
Ravi?
but I
Okay,
got
yeah.
little time. Yeah.
yeah, just maybe like we can actually kind of wrap this up about coming back to the stand up itself.
Yeah. When are you coming back to English? This time?
Yeah, I'm just like not right now, but I'm planning to do it. I remember I'm very thankful that you keep on reminding me like there are shows. I'm sorry, I usually respond with no, but you do like still like a true story.
No. That's
not-
a showcase now in Ispate.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Because to be honest, I'm not versed enough to
think,
do it like
when
some
I
kind of storytelling in English.
No, the
Yeah,
storytelling
so-
thing was like when I started the Spatif shows, like I didn't have back then material to go more than half an hour.
Ah, okay.
And telling true stories is a easy hack.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not comedy, it's true story.
No, so it's not supposed to be funny, but you learn something. No, it's shit.
There is a moral to the story. It's not about laughs.
Yeah. So, if the guy's sitting, you're in for a fucking trip. Then this guy's just, I'm getting serious now.
A lot of Polish comics are sitting now, which I find
And they have-
interesting.
like on the stage.
yeah.
Yeah, because they are so fucking important.
Or they're just fat, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
The one
No,
thing,
but
like,
yeah.
in Polish comedy, like I whenever I'm watching, the one thing which I always find interesting is like across the genre, like across the whole spectrum, pretty much a lot of bits start with Suhaiche.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So there's none, boy.
yeah,
I love it.
like when I hear Suhaiche, I'm like, okay, that's a new, like that's the start of a new bit.
Right, right.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
it's please listen to me, guys. Do I still have your attention? Please.
Hey, whoa.
Come on. Hello. Well, yeah, that's the other thing is maybe being used to drunk audiences.
Hey.
Like, hey, you guys still
Hey, here,
guys
on the
still
stage.
here? Just waving a
Blackout drunk.
yeah, just a colorful rag. Hey, over here.
If the lights and the sound is not indicative enough, I'm
Yeah.
also referring to you, Mister, in the third row. Blackout drunk, just fucking
Yeah,
out there on a space trip. Just. I love the guys. From time to time, I get guys just like absolutely wasted, just non-responsive, just fucking dead. But usually they come in a group. So basically, they were the troublemakers. So when they are just passed out, it's actually good for the group.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they just leave him like a fucking pharaoh, mummified, just fucking dead.
Check his pulse every 10
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
Who pre-games that hard before a comedy show? It's like, hey, I'm going
It
to see
happens.
Bartek today. I bought tickets. I paid money. Let's pre-game.
Yeah. Well, it happens on weekends, so that's why I usually avoid those. But I remember one in Krosno. The guy was he was obnoxious before the show. He came to me and he was like, I was like, you're gonna be a problem, man. I know it from. I don't know if I should let you in. No, I'm gonna be good, man. I'm fucking. And his friends was like, okay, he's usually not like that. He's usually quite good. And I'm like, yeah, you are a good judge of character. But so when we stepped in, I remember that the show started and I was on the mic and I was like, hey, so have any of you been to the stand-up show before? And the guy was like, yeah, man. I was like, listen, motherfucker, I was talking to you before. I told you you're gonna be a problem, huh? You're gonna. I was like, the guy fell asleep during while I was
While you were
addressing
talking
him.
to him.
He was just walking, and the guys on side they just prepped him. I mean it. They just
They
fucking
propped him up, yeah.
propped him out just
one
like
of those
with their backs. So the guy was just like, so they just fucking laid on him.
The wall.
Oh my god, the guy was so drunk, and he stayed for the whole show.
I won. It was in Centrum. There was this place called. It was something a whiskey place,
Okay.
and we were doing a show. It was like a Christmas special or something.
Okay.
And it was raining outside.
Yeah.
And this homeless guy walked in.
Yeah.
Nobody stopped him.
Yeah.
I was on the stage, and in front row, a couple of seats were empty.
Yeah.
Just walked all the way through, went to the front row, sat down, didn't create any problem, just went to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He had with his
passed out.
bags and everything, and I was
Nice.
like, you know what? I respect the hustle. It's like,
It's raining.
Yeah.
This seems like nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who's gonna bother you here?
Yeah, he's gonna talk about.
and
Listen,
also he was
there are-
not smelling bad. So
Yeah. But I love it. People like, excuse me, what? Could you be quiet?
Yeah.
I just need a
I'm
good
trying to sleep. Come on.
Okay, sorry.
Could you speak quieter, please? Yeah.
the one thing interesting with the English comedy
Yeah.
very often is that you will have especially when people come in groups,
Yeah.
that in the group one or two people will not know English well,
Oh, okay.
and then you do a joke, and then somebody in the group becomes the leader that I have to explain
right.
this,
Yeah.
and it's going on while you are just there. Like, can you not?
Yeah. Translation, and he's gonna. I remember because I saw a show in English. And it was like I remember I actually sent you a link, but it was like 10 years ago.
Okay.
So they did a show in Krakow with live translation on stage.
Wow.
There was the guy who would
Oh wow, I don't remember this.
Yeah, some American lady. She came to unknowingly to Krakow to do a stand-up set, and it was like she wasn't a star or anything. She was just a performer, and they thought like, but she's doing it in English, so we need somebody to translate it. And the guy the guy didn't know her jokes, so basically he was laughing, and then so she said and he would explain the jokes.
That's the worst nightmare.
Brutal.
And the look on her face when she's like looking at the guy, he was having a blast. And so, well, she just said blah, blah, blah. And she was
That's
like,
so wild.
so,
yeah. So she had-
Wait, so she
She
would
had to
do
pause,
a joke.
yeah?
Yeah.
She would pause, and then the guy
yeah,
would.
and, it was like- and her like shoulders slumped. She was just like, this
Yeah.
is horseshit.
Never doing it again.
There's those pose, and people would
She
laugh.
quit comedy after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Probably.
I mean, dude, I wouldn't. I mean, so bad, but actually, like a lot of people would understand English, so they would laugh at the joke when it was delivered on
Right.
some fucking. Just there's some for three guys in the audience who were like, hey, what she said? Oh, she said that. Okay, and no laughs. After
Yeah,
that.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
but by the way, I'm curious about you guys, like, because you do English comedy as well, Polish comedy as well. Like, what flows better for you? Like, Philip told me that for him, English comedy flows better when he was on the stage. But, like, what do you guys feel like? There's a difference.
No, for me, it's easy. I've been doing a lot of English stuff now, so it seems easier for me, and it's also been easier to like improvise and do random crowd work and
Okay,
bullshit.
so let's
But-
say you have the same joke
Yeah.
that you're doing in Polish and you're doing in English. Like, how different it is, like, from a cultural translation.
I don't know. I've been trying to translate stuff lately, and it doesn't always go well. But I think it's more about delivery and like a different rhythm, because if it's obvious wordplay or cultural reference that's not gonna work, I don't even try it usually. But I've had jokes work really well in English and then do them in Polish again, and it's just, I think it's mostly delivery. I don't know. People tell me I have like a different. Like I'm a different person, or I have a different,
Yeah, one of
different
those
way
people
of
is me. I actually can confirm it. It's just like you're
Different-
way more confident. In
different
English.
way of
Yeah.
speaking. Yeah, for sure. So
Because
So-
you're not talking to Polish people, which you, of course, think are as lesser men. No, but I would say like you always go straight for the jugular, like because English helps it. I would say it's the structure itself is just like kind of easier. Polish is mostly modal, so the every part of the sentence can be swapped. And it won't make all that difference to the sense of the sentence, but I would say for the cadence and the way of speaking, it makes all the difference.
Yeah, yeah.
So I only use the best, like if I know something is ironclad, working every time in Polish, then I try to translate it in English. Other way around, not so much, to be honest. But I don't do all that much. English comedy. I would love to, because it's just like it's a good way of like training your brain. I would say. Have you ever like attended? Because
I definitely find it easier to be economical with words and stuff in English. It's just I don't maybe obviously it probably depends what language you're writing, thinking the joke in.
Yeah.
The secondary one is going to be worse, but still, a lot of times I just have that. It's so easy to construct a funny sentence in English, whereas I feel like I always have to use more words in Polish.
Słuchajcie.
Yeah. First
Well,
of all.
that one's
That's
not
actually
necessary,
longer.
but
That's actually longer. There you go. But słuchajcie, as you probably see, actually is like a more complex word, because it's also refers who and who's actually talking, and so that's why like whenever there's you can actually explain quite a lot about differences between Polish and English in this little word. Słuchajcie, it means you listen to me now, but now listen now. This is something you have to say. You have to say now, and who is listening, and so on. So that's why actually from time to time Polish is less descriptive. But it's, I would say, the modality of the sentence itself. That's what lends to the that the comedy in Polish is just mostly based not on the wordplay as much, I would say, but it's just from and put it in the last. So basically, you have to
So
just
rhythm.
flip. Rhythm. But do you speak any? Do you speak English and what other
Hindi.
languages? And what about comedy in Hindi? Is it like because I saw like a comedy roast in Hindi? It was,
Indian stand-up is growing very fast. Like it has gone very commercial. Amazon, Netflix, they are both big.
Oh
in India.
yes, indeed.
It's massive.
Every now and then you see like some kind of comedy special, and when I saw someone on YouTube, they making of course crazy amounts of views, just like
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
Like the business side of it has grown what you call very established in India. Like
Okay.
agents and
Ah.
showrunners and producers.
There
It's
you
like
go.
very organized. So let's say you have reached enough level that now you have a 1 hour show or something.
Yeah.
Finding an agent, and then those things are very structured there. Yeah.
What about you? Do you want like ever to try a comedy in Hindi or?
Not that much because I write mainly in English.
Yeah.
Like even when I do, not just me, I know a lot of Indian comedians. Like if you watch on YouTube,
Yeah.
most of the Indian comedians, when they will be doing their material, there will be naturally English like sentences or
yeah.
words. Like that's the natural language. Like we
Yeah.
don't speak 100% Hindi.
Yeah. Sure.
So there will be English here and there.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of Indian comics who do it only in English.
Okay.
When I was in India a few times trying a stand-up,
Yeah.
I was doing a mix pretty often that my premise or my opening of the joke context would be in English.
Yeah.
And then for the punchline, I go for Hindi because that hits hard.
Okay.
If you're swearing in Hindi, that hits
Ah.
hard.
There you
So I would do the punchline in Hindi.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Man, that's also like you gotta just you gotta be flexible.
Yeah.
Man.
But like eventually one day, I don't know, I don't put pressure on myself, but one day eventually I would like to do Polish stand-up. Like I see myself living here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I learn,
Tomorrow.
But
How much do you understand now? Would you say?
I understand a lot more than I speak.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
get like when people at my work are talking to each other,
Yeah.
I get a lot of context.
Sure.
I don't get everything. I think it's a matter of actually trying because I'm not
Of course.
trying.
Yeah.
If I start actually trying, I will do it faster.
And you probably actually don't get that much input in Polish because your work is mostly in English.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
watch English media.
Yeah.
You would have to start watching
Oh,
Polish
boy.
entertainment, which I don't necessarily recommend. But that's I've been trying to learn
I've started,
Japanese, and
I've
that's the
started
only
with
way to.
365 days. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Okay, sure.
Good quality Polish.
Yeah, at
media.
least it'll be easy, I guess. At least simple.
Well, it's
How
a
to
good
communicate-
indie movie, like I would say.
How
like,
to communicate with Italians.
No, my God, come on, man.
No, but like I've watched some Polish media. I like
Yeah.
stuff. There's this one movie I really enjoyed. In English, it was called Everything I Love. I think Polish name was Wszystko ja kocham or something like that. It's a movie based during the Solidarności movement.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That there's a couple in high school. The guy.
Yeah,
is-
Wszystko co kocham. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
that
know
one.
this
Yeah.
one.
I actually really enjoyed that
Yeah,
one.
it was about two teenage dudes.
Yeah. The guy is moving to Gdynia or Gdansk and then to Germany.
Yeah.
And there's this is Zimna, like Cold War something.
Cold War, yeah,
or like-
Pawlikowski. He actually like won an Oscar for that.
It went to
Yeah,
Oscar.
they got it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was
you know,
photography.
it's
or
a
whatever, but it
device
doesn't
to be
matter.
higher. I mean, they just needed the Polish votes
They
in
need a-
Pennsylvania. You know
Yeah, a
that.
Polish guy every 8 years gets an award
Whenever
because there's
we-
not enough of us over there.
Yeah.
Or they're
Because
too
of
assimilated.
Pulaski Day and shit.
But these days, what I'm doing is I'm asking my friends to recommend me Polish the crime movies and organize because the series I told you about. Like I'm
Oh.
trying to do some homework.
Yeah.
There's one when you would actually like because it takes place in the 90s.
Okay.
It's called Dług. So basically,
Dług.
No,
yeah,
that's a tough watch. I haven't seen that since it came out, probably, but
it's a downer, I would say.
it's
one of
based
the,
in fact, also sort
Okay.
of. But
yeah, one of those uplifting crime movies.
Uplifting. Does
Basically,
it uplift?
hangings.
Yeah.
Does it uplift the crime?
Yeah, no, the crime is based on uplifting. So basically, when they hang somebody without their consent.
it's very bleak.
I don't think anybody is hanged with consent.
Oh, there you go. Mr. David Carradine wouldn't fucking. I mean, all
point.
that. Happy with that.
It's very bleak, which I think is appropriate for the time because it came out in the late 90s. Or
No, like 2001.
Oh,
something
okay.
like that.
What I've heard is that in Poland at the height of Mafia 90s, like Pruszków Mafia was very infamous.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like small potatoes compared to even something that happened in
Gomorrah.
Germany there, or
Oh.
I would say anyway. It's just like we like to romanticize that because that was the last time anything actually quite interesting happened in Poland. Most of that, like, I would say after 2000. Of course,
I mean,
skipping
it was
a bit here and there. I would say, the
culture
play
wasn't yet like homogenized like it is now. Maybe I don't know.
But they are now making those dudes like folk heroes, you know, like they were living large, you know. They were fuck off. They were just like in scum. Just you know, I don't know if it's same with Indian crime movies, but they also
There's a lot of romanticism. Like it's like they make the characters look cool.
Yeah, but they were like scumbags, just fucking killing people
course,
and
yeah.
just being
Exactly.
a menace. I don't know. It's just like maybe I'm old right now because young people go, yeah, this is the shit, man. This is how you live, man. But then again, if this guy came to you, you would not be like, yeah, oh, like your style. No, he
Let's
would
hang out,
fucking knock you out and take your watch.
I had that situation in my bachelor's in India that there was this one dude. He was like from the criminal side, and like he was well known in the university as the danger dude. Like, be nice to him, don't get into a fight. And for some reason, he liked me, and I guess he was looking for friends, maybe.
Okay.
And then I was living with a flatmate. It was my first year of university. And he was living close to me, so he would just come to my flat. And just stay there for like hours and hours, and I didn't know how to tell him to fuck off.
Right, yeah.
He would be carrying a gun sometimes.
Okay.
How do you tell that person to fuck off?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Maybe just, I don't know.
Find him another friend, I guess.
Snitch on him to the police and just fucking make him disappear. I don't know. But is there enough? Was there ever like a gangster rap in India, or we would say
no,
not
Indian
really?
rap never went gangster. No. Indian rap, like the first wave of Indian rap was the Punjabi MC, which was a lot about bling bling and bitches and all that.
Sure.
And then now the next phase of rap in India is more what do you call, people obsessed with the actual rap.
Okay.
Like focusing more on bars and
really?
like going hardcore that way.
But like, would you say like there was people, young people, like pretending to be gangsters and shit? Or
I mean, there was a small, I would say, section. Like there would be, you can find some, but it never went very popular. There was not like majority of the rap was not that.
Oh,
Gangster rap never got that popular.
Oh, but maybe like because they are professional like criminals in India, and they say like, we don't like attention. Like, we don't like people rapping around us. But it's just, keep it to
But
yourself.
interesting point, very interesting. And gangster rap, I'm just realized I never thought about it. It never got popular in India.
But the same goes like if you are actually running like a criminal enterprise, you don't want to like a media outlet. Just it's kind of the modern thing. That's why like there are like American gangs and the gangster rap. Those were not like the big hustlers and the big movers. And
maybe a cousin of one of the guys or something.
I'm forgetting the name right now, but it was like a 2 or 3 year old story that Detroit police arrested some rapper because he confessed to most of his crimes in his rap.
Oh
how he did it and everything.
Key and Peele sketch.
Rap confessions.
And I probably.
It's definitely happening.
So, anyways,
yeah. All right. That's
then we end because we usually like to fade out. So no worries there. We went to the rap.
all right. Yeah.
Gangster.
Gangster, keep it loaded.